guys, it's Savana Nicole and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, since it was just Mother's Day, I am doing my mom's makeup while she tells her scariest paranormal experience.
Okay, so a few years back, my friend got me a job at this restaurant. It was called the Tavern of Richfield. Great restaurant. It was in a house that was built in the 1800s. And the person that owned it back then, his name was Baxter. And in the Prohibition days, it was a brothel, and it had secret underground tunnels in the Underground Railroad. So I got the job. It was a fine dining restaurant, you know, it was exciting or whatever. Well, they had banquet rooms upstairs on the third floor that they would throw parties on. Like you could do your wedding reception there, you could have, you know, bar mitzvahs and Christmas parties and things of that nature. And every time that I was on the schedule to do one of those parties, something weird would happen. So one of the parties that we were setting up for, it was a huge event, and we were upstairs setting up the tables, you know, with water glasses, you know, bread plates, all the silverware, things like that. And the restaurant itself had something, a music track that played. One of the owners, her name was Sonia. She did all the parties upstairs, and she would find like renditions of popular songs that you hear today, but in like jazz, you know, like a classical kind of thing. So there was a track that played continuous music over and over and over again. And the other server, myself and Sonia, were all upstairs and setting up for the party, and the music was playing, and all of a sudden you hear the track just like cut off, and you hear this wicked laugh, and then the track cut back on. We all kind of looked at each other, and Sonia said, "Oh, Baxter's here," which absolutely creeped me out because at this point, I'm new to the restaurant. I had no idea that there was a poltergeist there. His name was Baxter. So, okay, fair enough. We've got this, you know, ghost. Then Sonia continues to tell me that we've had 3 different paranormal experts at the tavern. And they all found the same 3 spirits at the tavern. One was a lady, one was a child, and one was a poltergeist named Baxter, who was the man who owned it back in the 1800s. Okay, so then winter came around, or Halloween season came around, and we get a lot of tourists coming just to our restaurant for the paranormal experience because we were on the Ohio's like #1 haunted attractions list. So I had to, you know, get some stories about, you know, what had gone down in the 1800s, just to tell the customers that came in especially for that. I ended up working at this restaurant for about 5 years.
We're gonna pause, yeah,
okay.
while we do
Pause
that.
1 second. So as I was at the restaurant longer, more things started happening to me. There was a booth.
Go on.
I can't talk while you do
Okay,
this.
okay. I'll wait then.
There was a booth by the staircase that went upstairs, that every time we had candles on the table that we would light when a guest would sit down, that would always blow out. There were, like it sounded like a child would run back and forth upstairs. I'm not going to be able to talk while you do this either.
Go on.
Well, there would be a child running upstairs a lot. And then as my employment continued there, I started bartending. And this is when the craziness started. So I would be bartending at the main bar, and the other girl would bartend downstairs in the martini lounge. And on Saturday nights, we would just share tips, because once my bar cleared out, it went to hers. So we both kind of just helped each other out. So by the time the music started downstairs, when my bar would clear out, I would have to start cleaning up the main bar so I could go downstairs and help her. And every single Saturday, I would feel like someone was coming in the bar, and I would turn to greet them because I would see them in my peripheral vision, but no one would be there. And it started really kind of creeping me out. Little things would happen, like little, I don't know, some of my fruits out of my fruit tray would be out, or just little random things. And
Close your eyes.
so that was always pretty crazy. And then one of the cooks at the restaurant wanted her sister to have a baby shower upstairs in our banquet room. So she went to take a picture of it, and she caught a spirit. You know how if you hold down the button on your phone, or the old phones at least, it would take a series of 3 pictures really fast. And the third picture was the silhouette of a woman. So that was pretty creepy. So we're all leading up to when Baxter actually showed himself to me. So the grand finale, the point that this whole story has been leading up to, was not on the bar this night. It was crab leg night, and I always served that night because we always got super busy. And we always had black button-down shirts that we wore with bow ties, or regular ties, just ties in general. So as anybody knows who eats crab legs, you always serve what's called drawn butter, which is warm melted butter. So we had these little things that had warm melted butter and a fire underneath at every table that ordered crab legs. So I was bussing my table, and some drawn butter, it fell and it got all over my shirt, burned my skin. So I had to go up to the 3rd floor to get another shirt because we had extras just hanging up there. I walked up the stairs. I did not turn on any light. I was just going to grab a shirt, whatever. And all of a sudden I looked and I seen him. Like, I seen him from the waist up. He would just showed himself to me. And I was so scared. I was like, oh crap, it's Baxter. And I grabbed the shirt and I ran downstairs, and I never went up to the 3rd floor again on my own, ever. And that's my story. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will mention there is a window in that place on the 3rd floor that we can see, like a, what was it, a shadow person?
Yeah.
And it was a really tall window.
Yeah,
so.
the place is super haunted. I'm not sure of the 3 paranormal experts that were there, but they all 3 found the same ghost. Like, I have tons of creepy experiences. Like, I always feel like I was walking through spider webs. Like I said, that you could hear the child running. And Baxter would play jokes. Like, there were people that owned the restaurant before the people that I worked for, and they had tons of stories about his pranks. That's why I call him a poltergeist, because he was able to move things. He looked like Abe Lincoln with light hair. He had the top hat, he had the full-on suit, and that's what I seen. So, yeah, if you ever want to check it out, I believe there is a restaurant there now, not owned by the same people that I worked for, but it is in Richfield, Ohio, Jeffrey Dahmer's home, and it is haunted, really is haunted.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet already, because there's some more crazy stories I'm bringing to you every Monday.
Every Monday.
And I'll see you guys next time with a new video.
Bye.
Bye.